Well, hello again. Let's talk about a little project I've been working on recently, and that is the Doomsday damaged USS Constellation from Star Trek. Reason why I decided to choose this subject, well, the model that they used is actually a AMT model kit. One of the long box style AMT model kits, if you recall from my discussion about long box and small box kits. Specifically, I'm using one of my later style long box kits, one that was actually in a packaged in a small box in 1974. Secondary hull, built up pretty much standard. Did make some alteration to the holes in the back of the warp nacelle pylons, simply because I didn't like the way they were designed to fit on this kit. But what I've been doing is I've been using Dremel Moto tool with various engraving and cutoff wheels to scribe in the damage points. This is the right warp nacelle. It's got damage areas front and rear. This is the left side warp nacelle where got damage area in the front. The rear is about the same, but of course this is the pylon that's kind of crooked down towards the rear when it's installed on the secondary hull. Saucer, of course. What I did was, in order to get the battle damage areas right where I wanted it, I did a lot of photo study. Most of these images I downloaded from the web. Get that back there. That's a good one. Burn points, where to make the cuts, distance shots. Other people have made some screen captures off of videotapes and some of the early DVDs, and just a Google search uncovered a lot of these. Some of the other ones I got from Replica Prop Forum. There are some modelers there that have uploaded images. This is a nice one of the two side views. They're a little blurry than the other ones because the thing was very small on the TV screen. It's another one I found. But my plan is to achieve something that kind of looks like a combination of what they actually did on the show as much as possible, but I'm probably going to give the model a few more markings, because the markings on the Constellation in the episode were pretty minimalistic. You had the number on the saucer, you had the red pennants on the warp nacelles and stuff like that, but that was pretty much about all they had. For this particular project, I'm using a aftermarket decal sheet designed by Shane Johnson many years ago, which, funny enough, was designed for the long box style kit with the original secondary hull. Not the small box, but it's got markings on there for the Constellation, the Defiant, and the Enterprise, so that way I don't necessarily have to scrounge markings off of one of the more recent pressing round 2 kits. However, I probably will use some of the windows off of one of the round 2 decal sheets, because they do give you all blackened windows for a pilot version of the Starship, and then also some white and black windows for a series production version. Well, since the Constellation is pretty much powered down when you see it, I would figure if you see any windows, they're all going to look black. So, but that's what I've been doing. Eventually I'm going to add some details to the inside of that saucer section to make it appear like there's some deck area and stuff. Like I said, I'm going to try to mimic the damage on the studio model as much as possible. The grid on the saucer is going to go bye-bye. To mark out where I needed to make my cuts, I actually used fine line black pen and drew the patterns on until I got what I liked, and then attacked it with the Dremel. Warp nacelle. It's got that open area. There's going to be some conduit pipes put in there. The only thing that wasn't really damaged was the secondary hull. Took a lot of work to build this thing. I mean, this particular kit was actually partially built when I got it. So I had to fix some of the mistakes that the original builder did. But there are still some gaps in this thing. I had to use 2-part epoxy putty on the bottom of these 2 rectangular areas on either side of the secondary hull main sensor navigational deflector mount. Took a lot of manipulating. But so far I'm pretty happy with it. Maybe in a week or 2 I'll have this done. I'm hoping anyway. And the thing I like about doing this kit too is I don't have to worry about putting any aftermarket bridge domes on it to accurize it because, well, it is screen accurate. Bottom of the primary hull has got some scribed in details on the saucer. I scribed in those 3 rings on the hull. First I had to fill the hole where the light bulb goes, and then used a cutting compass to scribe the 3 radial lines there, and there. Also had to fill the dimples. I filled those with clear gap filling super glue. So, making some corrections in areas where we couldn't see it in the TV show because they never showed it from those angles. So, but when done, I should have a ship that looks thoroughly trashed. Thank you for watching.